I just finished watching season 2 of Avatar The Last Airbender, and I must tell you this, the show was on the verge of completely crashing out. But it did not, and that is only thanks to 3 special characters that carried the entire season on their backs. I'm gonna give you 3 seconds to guess who these characters are. 1, 2, 3. Okay, for me, it's Toph, Azula, and Katara. They were the spotlight of the show. But outside them, we need to talk about the difference between season 1 and season 2. Although season 1 stayed true to the storyline, season 2 came out with some wide alterations. And let's not just stop there. Some of the character execution were handled poorly. They ruined King Bumi. He wasn't funny, his clumsiness wasn't there, even his random hiccups and sneaks were all removed. His jokes were not even blending with the character itself. And then we had characters that played their role mainly. Uncle Iroh was okay, but Aang was completely off and on. He lacked that airbender humor, and it actually felt like a misguided, stressed out kid rather than the Aang we know from the animation series. And Zuko was almost going to be among the top 3. His fight scene were perfect, his choreography, everything was just right, but he lacked just one thing, his voice.
I got it. Now how do I create the lightning?
He sounded so soft, he was leaning towards more of emotion than I was looking for that rebellious rage from Zuko's voice. Even though he portrayed the character, his voice was just not doing the job for him. Because Zuko, we know, he shows little to no emotion, he was always vengeful, always trying to get the avatar, and even when he's weak, he always finds a way to suppress his weakness with his rage. That's the Zuko we know. For the top 3, they were the ones who saved the show. Katara being the emotional support and the backbone of the entire squad and still completely whooping asses. And then we have Azula. Azula played her role perfectly, giving us that mean, dark, villainous vibe. There was even a point I started thinking that she was trying her best to outshine the Azula from the animations. And this was the vibe we were begging for. She executed this perfectly. And then let's not forget Toph, the ultimate horror farmer. From the way she moved, the way she talks, she played everything flawlessly. Her earthbending were top notch, one of the best actually. Now look, I'm not entirely mad about the timeline changing. It's a live action adaptation, so changes were supposed to be there. They stuck to the original timeline 100%. It would have just felt as if I was watching the animation right all over again, but the difference is just going to be that I'm seeing actual human beings. I welcome a little bit of surprise, but season 2 gave way too much surprises than I can handle. Starting from the bending, fire, air and water we are okay, but for the earth bending, this is where I have my problem with. It actually felt more as if they were using telekinesis when moving those rocks. Earthbenders in the animation series were actually in one with the earth, they actually felt the earth. When moving those rocks, it was supposed to be an extension of themselves. You could feel the effort in their voice, their movements, their stance. Everything showed that they were actually trying to tap into the earth and move those boulders. But over here, we are seeing them moving those rocks as if they were paper weights.
I have actually seen way more better airbending, but why can't they just stick to the opening scene from season 1?
The plot changes were straight up chop shop. The Serpent Pass, we can see them crossing into one of the Avatar gang missing, which is Toph. They actually fast forward the crossing of the Serpent Pass way before actually meeting Toph. And another addition, they were being chased by firebenders, which was not seen in the animation series. Aang was never invited as a VIP guest to the Bayfront family estate in the animational series, but we can see right here, he was given an invitation right after Toph disappeared from the arena. That was a plot twist that I actually felt no need of them actually doing that because it was not necessary, and also them taking out iconic moments from the dinner table. In the animation, we could see Aang using his airbending to pull off Toph's suit. When in the live action, they completely scrapped that out and replaced it with nothing but pure dialogue. And then we have the library scene. This completely shook my brain. The library was supposed to be seen in a desert, but in the live adaptation, they turned it into a gateway that you can only pass through it using your spiritual self and not your physical body. And that was not just the mind-blowing part. Remember the university guy from the animation who stayed back because he loved knowledge? Over here, he was actually a snitch. He traded the avatar and his gang for knowledge, but ended up got eaten by one Tong. And then the scene Aang got struck by lightning was also altered. And in the animation was seen struck by lightning when he was levitating. They literally scrapped the entire scene and replaced it with when Aang dropped his guard down and Azula struck him with lightning in his chest. And is it just me, or does Sokka actually looks more like Ryan? Well, honestly, the show is a complete 8 out of 10. It wasn't that bad. Thanks to special characters like Toph, Azula, and Katara. Based on my own perspective from the show, Katara, Toph, and Azula were the actual backbone of the entire season 2. But tell me guys, what do you think about Avatar The Last Airbender season 2? Was the alteration too much? Or was it just necessary? Drop your thoughts below. And if you are not following yet, please give a like, comment your thoughts, and give me a follow. Phase 4 over and out.